welcome to another construction update on site. Super exciting to be able to do these with you. So we're here in the worship center and we're starting at the baptistry. This is where we had a custom baptistry fabricated. It's on site right now, super exciting, made just to set in here. It's going to have stone around it. It'll have stone on the wall around it. It's going to be really a feature in our worship center, and it's going to be splashing, and people are going to be reached for Jesus over and over and over again in this new facility. So this is where it's going to happen. Okay, this is the back area of the baptistry. So we have a restroom. We have some storage for our robes and baptistry robes. We have 4 changing rooms, so that's exciting, right? We can have multiple baptisms, one after another. 4 changing rooms back in this area that's not yet put together. And then we've got a little storage area here. So this is where the pastor goes down to baptize. This is where the tank will be from the backside. So super exciting space, and should be used a lot. Okay, so now we're coming into the platform area from the backstage. This is the ramp that takes for ADA access, takes us up onto the platform. You can now see the scale of the platform. It's significantly larger than our platform now. So we've got room for musicians and instruments and productions and everything we need. The only thing that's not up yet is the LED wall that's going to go up. We're going to have the wall put up first, and then we'll be doing it ourselves. We've got the LED walls in the worship center. We imported directly from the manufacturer, and we will be installing them. So that back 31-foot by 10-foot high LED wall will go right here. And otherwise, the rest of this is all platform space. So really great. We've got staircases on both sides and 2 in the middle. Those will be for, you know how the preachers like to come up and down when they're preaching? I like those kinds of preachers. They come down, they've got access right to the congregation. This platform's about 1 foot higher than our platform, maybe 1.5 feet higher. So it'll be better viewing from the seating areas because we're up high, a little bit higher. So. Okay, open ceilings. You can see now the back of the worship center from here. You can see the 2 overhead doors we're going to have. Those rooms will be accessible. That can be overflow seating, can be storage. We can have things in there after service. Even off of the kitchen area, we have access to it so we can set up food in there for after service. A lot of uses for those temporary storage spaces. That's where all the future stadium seating will go, where we can go from, you know, almost 1,000 people to 1,500 people within this worship center by knocking out those back walls. But you can see now all the steel, that's where the AV booth is. That's the back of the worship center, and you can see the 2 sides. So now you can really get a perspective on this whole worship center and the scale of it. So we're in the green room now. There'll be doors on here, cabinet doors. This is the AVL cabinetry for all the controls for all our AVL equipment. But this green room, very exciting space. We've got the overhead door for loading and unloading, big stuff for backstage. But this is where our ministry teams, our worship teams will all be able to stage and practice before service. So there's a bathroom in here, there's a countertop in here, there's an under cabinet sink in here. And we'll have table and chairs set up in here, so this will be a real comfortable space for before and after services and for staging during services. A space we don't have right now, so this is an exciting space. There's the restrooms right here in the corner. It's not framed out yet, and the cabinetry with the sink and countertop will be all right here. You can get a little idea on the color scheme now. The black ceiling, they did just this edge here. You can see how it comes down the wall. That's going to go all the way around the perimeter of the worship center. And then the wall color above there is the actual wall color that's going up. So a little bit of that done. They've already started painting in the classrooms and the education wing. So things are moving along. As they're putting up drywall, they're painting, everything's going at once. So we're making we're doing really well on timing on the project. Okay, we just came out of the worship center. This is the corridor going into the admin and community room area. You can see this is newly framed up, this double set of doors, because this actually is a sound light lock for entering into the worship center. This will have a drop ceiling. It'll be all nice dark in here so that when people come into the worship center from the side, it doesn't throw a lot of light or sound into there. If you're coming down this corridor, you can see it's a nice wide corridor. People have asked about coat racks. We don't have any planned into the original construction, but this is where they probably go. We have a nice wall space in here for future coat rack area if we want to. All right, going into this way is the entry from the back corridor or the side corridor on the north side of the worship center into the community room. So I'll take you in. All right, this community room is where we plan on serving the community. I mean, not only letting them use this room, there'll be a full kitchen in the corner. There's a restroom in here. There's its own security. We can give out codes to neighbors. Again, we've talked about this, birthday parties, neighborhood meetings, community meetings, voting even. This is a room we built specifically to connect and to allow the community to use. We've talked to the city police that they could come in here and use this space for doing reports. There's a restroom in the wintertime. There's a restroom kitchen. So we're going to open this up. This is also a great space for our use. So this is going to get multi-use, this space. It's wired for hot plates and roasters, and so we can have fellowships in here. It can hold quite a few people. And it's right off of our pantry, our food pantry. The food pantry is going to use this for distribution. Doors, double doors going right out to the parking lot. They have a drive-through there for loading and unloading. And then if you come into this area right here, you can see this is the food pantry. They can open these doors up. They've got access to the community room for staging. They've got their own restroom, their own kitchen, and then they've got all this full height storage space in here. They're going to have their freezers. They're getting a bunch of industrial type cabinetry in here, the big heavy-duty cabinetry, a pallet jack, everything. So this is the space for food storage, and then distribution will be right outside here. Pretty exciting. It's going to work really well for them because they don't have to set up a different space. They can just use this space for setup and distribution. Yeah, and this is all glass too. The doors are all glass. It's big aluminum glass, so it's really 2 sets of full windows going in. Okay, this is a cool area. This is a transition area from the cafe, which will be right out here. You can see the staircase just around the corner going up to the mezzanine level. This is an opening right here. This will always be open. And then right here is all glass with the glass door going into the first floor admin area. Right behind this glass wall will be the receptionist. So the receptionist will be able to see the whole lobby area. And this door going out right here, this door you see, that's the door that goes out to our outdoor cafe, outdoor patio area. So right off of the cafe, you can go right outside, sit outside in the nice weather. And this will be our primary entry during the business hours. And even after hours, this will be the main entry. It's got security, it's got an intercom system, it's got a key code, access, and so this will be our primary entrance coming in. Access to the admin and access to the entire lobby back hallway. Okay, a little darker room here, but this room is our pastoral meeting room. When people come to meet the pastors, they can come down from upstairs. They can come in here. We've got countertops, sink, refrigerator, some comfortable seating, and this will be a meeting room for meeting with pastoral team and for visiting preachers to use, and stuff. It's just going to be an all-purpose room. Right over around the corner is the staircase that goes up to the second floor admin. This is going to be an open staircase. There'll be glass rails on it. It's all part of this reception area, and there'll be some seating out here for people who come to meet with pastor team. This is the office manager's office, and then you come through this door, and we're in an open area here that is our admin area. Cabinetry in that room. Machinery in that room, but it'll be open to this room, and this is desks, and this is where our admin team can work. So they got a nice big open ceilings, big window, lots of light, and great open space for taking care of all our admin needs. Go into this back vestibule area. This is a door coming off the north parking lot right here. Coming into this vestibule, a little heater in this area, and then we've got 2 offices. One will be our finance office, will be our finance director's office, and then this is a part-time workspace. This will be for staff that isn't full-time on site, but it's a nice big room, lots of light. We'll set up desks around the perimeter, and that'll be an area that we'll have available for part-time work space. So this door here comes off the north parking lot, be the main door for during the week for our admin team. They can come through here, go right to that staircase I showed you, and up to the second floor admin area, which I'm going to show you next. And or first floor admin, this will be their main access. They can also come in that door off of the patio off of the front too, if they park on the, most of our admin will probably park in this north parking lot during the week. Just a few rooms as we kind of go down the thing. This is a janitor's closet. There's a mop sink in here, right off of the atrium, lobby area, right off of the admin. So that's a janitor's closet. This next room is ushers or first impression space for their storage and use for our usher team, first impression team. This is another family restroom, so this will serve the admin wing, but it'll also, the first floor admin wing, but it'll also serve the lobby as a family restroom. This room here is table and chair storage because we're going to do fellowship out in our lobby, and so we'll be able to put tables and chairs in here and bring them out to the lobby area and roll them away. So this is how we're going to set up for fellowship based on that room. This is a back staircase. So I showed you the front staircase off of the reception that takes you to the second floor admin. This is a back stairwell. This is one that'll be used a lot by the pastoral team coming into the worship area. They can go right into the worship from there. And this is also a fire-rated staircase. It's our only fire-rated staircase. It's got a drop-down fire curtain in it and direct access to the outside for our second floor. So this is kind of the back entry into the second floor admin. This first space is an unfinished space, but it'll be future admin space. We'll have an open office area in here. It's actually mostly finished because it's got drywall on the walls, it's got power. Ceiling isn't painted, floor will be just sealed concrete, but otherwise it'll be painted, it'll be ready to go. We can use it right away. We're gonna use it for video production at first, and eventually for additional admin space. Start you in the back corner here. This is the senior pastor's office. You can see a couple of windows, nice corner office. And all of the pastoral offices are on the same level. This is a really exciting space because we did some really cool stuff. This is pastor's restroom right here. This is pastor's wife's office, the next office coming out. And then you come out into this really great space, which is our collaborative workspace. You know, we call it the open office or collaborative workspace. There'll be a kitchen area in here with the countertop, and then this big open area where we're going to have cafe seating, comfortable seating, and conference table seating. And this is where our pastoral team during the week can collaborate, can work together versus just being in offices where they close the door, they work all day in their own offices. All their offices, if you look around the perimeter here, they all funnel into this collaborative workspace. So this is where a lot of collaboration. I know I used that word a few times, but that's what this is. It's where the team is going to be able to get together, rub shoulder to shoulder, work together on furthering the ministry of ATC. So this is a great space. These exterior offices, this is the pastor's office, the main pastor's office. This is the executive pastor's office. These are a couple of associate pastors' offices here and here. You can see they all have windows. They're all on the exterior. They've got windows next to the doors and windows in the rooms. We've got some interior offices. We've got two offices right here and a third to the left. That's, again, for associate pastors and pastoral staff. So all the offices kind of surround this collaborative workspace, so it's kind of the best of both worlds. Versus an open office that's all open and you don't have any place that you can meet somebody or take a phone call or work in quiet, or which are more conventional offices with hallways and offices, or just a big open office area. You know, the individual office or the open office, this is the best of both worlds, so pretty exciting. There's also a restroom for the office area right down that hallway. Right here is another restroom. That'll be for the second floor office space. And then we have another family restroom out in the hallway right here that'll serve for the second floor mezzanine level. So right now we're going, well, while we're here, I can show you, this is a bonus space. You know how you build a house and you finish off above the garage, you call it your bonus room. This is our bonus room right here. In here is just nothing. It's just storage. So it turned out, hardly even knew it existed when we were doing the plans, but this will be a large area here where we can use for storage. There's no electric or anything. Well, there is, I think, one outlet in here, but it's not for any occupancy use, but it's a nice large storage area. So you're coming down this corridor now. There's 2 entries into the office wing, and you're out here. This room right here is just a mechanical room. We're also going to use it for security. There's some electric panels in there. And then you come out to the main mezzanine level. So the staircase comes up to the left. You can see the nice large windows. This is going to be a great spot. The cafe is right below, the staircase comes up, and then this space is going to have tables and chairs and comfortable seating and televisions on the walls. We're going to be streaming the services up here. There's 3 televisions up here, 3 different sections. This is a great place during the week to come and get a cup of coffee and study, to have a Bible study with 1 person or 20 people. It's a space we're going to use a lot. It's got beautiful views over the lobby area, and it's got lots of space up here for fellowship, for multi-purpose use. So exciting space. Okay, this is an IT room right here off the mezzanine level. Small IT room for our admin side, actually for both sides, for our admin, for our IT equipment for both sides. Again, televisions on the walls in all 3 of these sections, and you can see how large this area. This is going to have comfortable seating up in this middle section. So some individual comfortable chairs with tables, coffee tables in the middle, and a nice place to fellowship, a nice place to hang out. Grab a cup of coffee, bring your friends over here, hang out on the mezzanine, look out the beautiful views outside, have a Bible study, meet with a group of people, come up here with a fussy child during service. There's so many different things we can do. This is a very large space, and now we're back, and there'll be cafe tables on this side, another television set, streaming the services during the services, and lots of uses for this area. Okay, coming off the mezzanine, now you come into, there's going to be a wall up here. There's another restroom on the second floor, family restroom. And then you can see here, that's going to be the countertop or the workplace for our production, for our live stream. It's a production room right here, and production control room. Fairly large room, lots of space. And eventually, you can see how it's framed out on the wall. When we take down the walls in the back to put up the stadium seating and go from the 900 to 1,000 up to 1,400 people, we'll be able to open this up and put a glass window in here, and then you'll be able to see into the worship center. So we planned ahead. Actually, we planned ahead for expanding the lobby. So if you think the lobby isn't big enough, we can expand. Expanding the admin, we have future plans to expand the food pantry, give them more space, a bigger community room, and even a future counseling center and prayer rooms up there. So that's got an expansion. We can expand the education wing with 2-story education, a new kids worship center. We repurposed the old one into the game room, expand the youth center, and put a whole bunch more classrooms and restrooms on that wing. And then we have space for a rec center in the back, full-size gymnasium, full-size kitchen, worship center, pickleball courts. You can imagine it, we can do it. Okay, walking into here, another bonus space. This has got a little bit of electric panels and stuff, but for the most part, to that stairwell, there'll be a wall there, but this is all storage space. Again, not occupancy space, but storage space and use for just kind of bonus space in the building. This is the entry from the mezzanine. This is an opening that'll always be open. This is when eventually, if we do childcare, we'll have to make this a firewall, and then we'll have a roll down curtain there, and then these doors will be our emergency access. We won't need those because of the opening, but this takes you into the second floor education space. It can be adult education or children education, because we can secure it for the children's ministries, or we can open up for adults. So this space right here, pretty great. Huge room. This is what we call our theater training room. It's going to have a projection screen on that wall. It's going to have a countertop with the sink on the back wall. So you can set up donuts in here. You can set up comfortable seating in here. You'll be able to use this for, we're going to use it for PI, firm foundations, adult spaces. We can have Friday night, movie night up here. You can use it for life groups. These can be our prayer rooms. There's 2 huge rooms like this. They can be prayer rooms during the week. And on top of anything else you can think of where you need a large space for both either adults or children, we have it. Coming through this doors, this is security. So if we lock down the theater training room, multi-use classroom, for the children's ministries, we can secure this area. So just taking you in, that's again the theater training room. In this room is a multi-use classroom. So this one has a door so that we can use tables and chairs between the 2 rooms. Another large room can be another prayer room, can be, again, same kinds of uses. Anything you can think of, we can do in these spaces. 2 very large rooms, large capacities, great use, great multi-purpose use. Taking you down the hallway, it takes you out to a stairwell that goes right into the kids' worship right now. Now this stairwell just got poured. This is the kids' worship center. And so they can come right up from the kids' worship center when they're using these rooms upstairs, or we can secure this door for adult use up here, and then the children's spaces are fully secured. Okay, this is the boardroom or conference room. Also can be used as a classroom. It's actually fairly large. This will have, again, against that wall between the 2 angled walls there, between the 2 bump out walls, there'll be a countertop. There's a refrigerator in there, and this is a boardroom. We're going to have a conference table in here. This is where a lot of business will get taken care of, but also classroom space and multi-use space too. So this area takes you out to the, this door is going to be emergency exit, so we can't secure this ever. It's an emergency exit for this whole second floor, but it's right through the youth center. So going out here takes you right onto the mezzanine of the youth center. So from here, you're going to have a steel grid rail system. These stairs are now in here. These are my favorite stairs in the building because architecturally they're beautiful from below, but you can see the staircase coming up past the windows. It makes 2 turns to 2 landings, comes up onto the mezzanine level. This is going to be a lounge area for our youth. Comfortable seating, some game systems or game equipment up here, and overlooking their stage on that wall. You can see where the window is over there. That'll be the stage. There'll be screens up on the wall. There'll be a full sound system. We're repurposing our sound system from our worship center because our new worship center is getting an entirely new sound system. So all of our lighting and sound will go into here and into our kids' worship room. So with that, we're going to have just great stage and space and seating for between 100 and 150 people in here. This can be used for weddings, funerals, conferences, all kinds of multi-use. There's a cafe under the stairs. I call it the Under the Stairs Cafe. I'm trying to get that to catch on, so if you can pass that on, that'd be helpful. So the Under the Stairs Cafe here is going to have a full cafe with a refrigerator, sink, countertop seating, espresso maker, everything. Cafe tables and chairs down below too. So another, just a great hangout for our youth. They've never had a hangout like this before, so it's going to be game changing for our youth ministries and multi-purpose, so it's going to be game changing for a lot of our ministries. So concrete in the building. There is 1.5 acres of concrete. So the building is 65,700 square feet. If you want perspective, our current building is 26,000 square feet, so it's 2.5 times the size of our current building, upper and lower level on our current building. And all of that concrete just on the inside of the building is 1.5 acres. So an acre is 43,560 square feet, and we have 65,700 square feet. So we have 1.5 acres of concrete, which is just mind-blowing when you think about it. And then the staircases are made out of steel. They're poured concrete too. Then outside, that's not including the outside where we have patio and walkways and concrete curbs and everything like that. So I would say we're probably pushing about 2 acres of concrete total. Right here's the cafe. This is the back wall of the cafe. It'll come right out here that you can see the electric in the floor and plumbing in the floor for our espresso makers and all the equipment that's going to go in. So that's pretty exciting. Cafe will be right here. Seating around the stairs, under the stairs, in front of the stairs here. This is the entry to a restroom. So these are kind of cool. Airport doors, no doors, just airport entries. So you come in, and the first place you're in is the sink room. So that'll be all countertop, tile on the walls, 5 sinks going across here. So you walk through the sink room. Again, no doors. You walk into the back area here, and you can see the stalls on the right and the urinals on the left. We're in the men's restroom right now. So in the back room is the restroom area, and then you come through the sink area, and then you go out to the lobby. Again, pretty neat, airport type entry, no doors, all because Seth asked, so Seth got what he asked for. These are entrances to the worship center, so if you want to just kind of walk through with me, you'll see this, we're entering the sound light lock. This will be dark ceiling, dark walls, double doors, another set of double doors to keep the sound from the lobby in the lobby and the sound from the worship center in the worship center. Now you enter and you can see how this flares out. Originally they had the walls narrow like a corridor coming through here. We asked them to flare them out so when you walk into the worship center, you're in the worship center immediately. Very cool. Here's another bonus room. This is because future stadium seating will go in here and take this space, but for now it's a great storage space. It's actually a huge storage space we have right behind our ABL booth. We're in the back of the worship center now, and here, this is gonna get framed out a little more on both sides, but this is the ABL booth, so you can see the scale of that. The back area will be the lighting desk for controlling of the lighting. Both sides will be platforms for cameras, and then in the front will be the audio and video control. I think there's about 14 or 16 feet of desk space up front, so lots of space. Coming out the other entry into the lobby again, through another sound light lock into this. So 2 entrances off the lobby area. And then right in the middle here, this is our hospitality suite right here. There'll be double garage doors, all glass panel. So overhead doors with glass panels, 2 entries. It's a pretty large room in here. So that'll be used for pastors to greet guests after service, but there's also a countertop sink, refrigerator in there. We can set up food service in here, open up the doors. It becomes part of the lobby. It's a big room. It's actually a really big room. We can use it for Bible studies and for just multi-purpose use. For gatherings, you could have it, you can use this space for a lot of things. We can open it up to the lobby or close it off from the lobby. And really great space. Coming over this way, we have the women's restroom. Kind of mirrors the men's. You enter, sinks. This way, again, airport type entry. You go through the sink room, you go into the toilet room. 11 stalls for the women in there, so lots of stalls. Shouldn't be, we'll have more than enough for that. And then out here, this will be the welcome booth, welcome area. Another big TV on the wall, big TV on the wall. And the cafe on the back wall, they can use for their menus during the week, but they can also use it to stream services. Here we can put announcements up, we can put service streaming into the lobby, big 75-inch TV, and then the welcome booth right here. Water fountains next to the welcome area, and water fountains next to the cafe on the other side. So with filter to fill your water bottles, with filtered water bottle fillers, and double water fountains on each side. Yeah, so front doors, there's 3 sets of front doors. So this is a vestibule, and if you could poke your head in there, you'd see it's the full height in the vestibule. It's really impressive vestibule. There's 3 sets of double doors outside, 3 sets of double doors inside. So you don't bring the cold in, but we can prop them all open in the summer. So when you walk in, if you're walking in right here, the main set of double doors, very unique to our design. We worked very hard to accomplish this. But if you look, you'll see the hospitality suite, you'll see the entrances to the worship center. 2 entrances will be labeled worship center. You'll see the women's restroom and the men's restroom. You'll see our cafe. You can see over here, it'll be the glass wall, it'll say admin. That's you can see right to the reception desk in the admin. If you look over to the left, you'll be able to see the youth center. The first set of doors to your left here will be labeled youth center. And then the big opening, it's gonna say kids check-in, and that'll be the check-in for the kids. So the welcome booth will be over here, cafe over there. So if you think about this, you walk in the front doors and you can see clearly labeled with great big metal lettering. Thank you, Tim Bennett, for doing all of our signage. Pretty awesome what he's doing. But you'll be able to see the admin, the restrooms, the worship center, the cafe, the youth center, the kids area. You'll know, you don't have to ask where to go in a huge building, but when you walk in the front doors, you can see everything right away. That was a design criteria we worked hard to accomplish. Very difficult to do, to make that happen, but we did it. All right, so if we're walking through here, we're walking into the youth center. Again, this is my favorite staircase, just because you look at this, now you can see, you can imagine this is gonna have a steel grid rail system. It's got the window right behind the staircase. You see the exposed ceiling areas, and then the full cafe underneath the stairs right here. This is just a really architecturally cool space. And you walk in here, you got the cafe, you got the staircase, you got the glass, you got the light, and then you come underneath here and you open into the full youth center. So you can go upstairs to the mezzanine level, or you can come in seating in here, cafe seating on the cafe area around here, and then all the AVL booth over here, the stage on that side with lighting and sound and projection. Well, it'll have televisions on the wall and seating for 100 to 140 people. So really cool space. An overhead all glass panel door opening to the game room. So the youth can then open up and the game room becomes part of the youth center, which is very exciting. Game room with basketball and skee ball and air hockey and game systems and you name it. It's just going to be an activity center. They'll be able to open it up Friday night youth night, lock-ins. They'll have the entire youth center and the game room. So this is a glass wall looking out from the game room into the check-in. So security beyond this point, the check-in is open, but then there's security. There's a glass wall going into the rumpus room. Rumpus room is for the little kids. Play equipment. There's going to be really great space in there. Right through here, there's a door going out. If you come out with me to the lobby again, by the way, this is our baptistry, custom made, fabricated locally in Fond du Lac by United Plastics, UPF, United Plastic Fabricating. They do all the tanks for fire trucks, for Pierce and everything. This thing is indestructible, so much better than a fiberglass baptistry. It's the company that did our insert for our present baptistry. Our people love it. This thing is designed, it's indestructible. It's going to be built into the stage area. You can see the stairs are inside coming. It's got an L shape with the stairs coming in, and then the pastor will be in that little cove area in the dry space, and we'll be baptizing people here. So this thing built like Fort Knox. So I think when the building's gone, the baptistry will still be standing, which is pretty cool. So you come in here, self check-in, man check-in, another big screen showing what's going on in the kids areas, can stream the services, and then you go through the security doors here. This is again all glass. What I was going to show you, but you can see it just as well from here. That's all glass windows out to the lobby, the hallway, by the elevators, by the lobby area. There'll be couches across from there. There's a door going in so parents can put their kids in the rumpus room while they're having a cup of coffee and fellowshipping and see the kids playing on all the equipment inside the rumpus room here. Double doors. This corridor has open into the rumpus room with the half door, and then you come through another set of doors, security, and you're in our classroom area. So currently, if you look, they're painting the ceilings in these areas. That's why the floors are so covered right now, because they use what's called a dry fall. It's kind of neat. They spray it on the ceilings. By the time it hits the ground, it's just a powder. It doesn't stick to the walls or anything. and they can just sweep it up. So the ceiling's painted, but everything just gets swept up after. So it's kind of a mess right now, but that's because all these rooms are getting painted. You can see right here, the finished product. We'll be painting all the walls. So the next thing happening starting on Monday, actually, our teams are going to come in here and start doing the wall paint on these corridors and all these classrooms. And it's going to be a project because we've got 3 colors in every classroom. There's 2 different wall colors that are more base colors, and then there's an accent color of either red, orange, blue, or green. Pretty neat colors that matches the carpet accent colors, that matches the hallway accent colors outside the rooms. So really a unique, going to be a fun. There's going to be colored slats these coves in the door entries that match the same color as the accents in each room. So you can tell your kid go to the blue area, like depending on the age group, it'll be blue younger age or blue room older age. So pretty neat, or gold room or orange room. So again, you can see the ceilings are painted here, and then they drop down with the ceiling color, and then we'll be painting the wall colors around up to that line. Another corridor, nice wide corridors. All these corridors will have drop ceilings in them, but you can see how wide they are, and all of the corridors also have bump outs where the classroom doors go, which are really neat. All of the rooms have windows next to the doors so that, we're never putting children in an area where they can't be monitored. So there's always going to be a window on every classroom door going in, and all of the exterior classrooms have doors going outside. And if you come into this room, again, the ceiling here is painted. You'll see sticking out right here, there's cabinetry in every room. That's going in starting on May 5th. The cabinetry, it's lower and upper cabinetry and a full cabinet with a sink in every classroom. So every classroom has cabinetry, a sink. They share restrooms. You can see right here is the restroom going in, and then there's another door from the other classroom. This classroom is adjoining, which has a door between them. Some adjoin, some don't, but they all have shared restrooms. There are 8 classrooms and 4 restrooms shared between 2 classrooms each. And then there's the infant room, which obviously they don't need a restroom yet. Last I checked, they didn't need a restroom. And then we have our special needs room on top of that, and that doesn't have a restroom. But we also have boys and girls restrooms in this whole area they're larger, multi-stall restrooms, which I'll show you here shortly. So down the other corridor, as we walked by, there was the special needs room. That's a great room. It's a room for kids with special needs, autism, and that are overstimulated. It'll be a nice quiet room with comfortable seating, and place that we can use where children can get, if they get a little overstimulated, can calm down and still get ministered to, which is really great that we have that built into our building. So this is the back corridor coming through. Again, nice wide corridors. This gives you access now to the worship center. So security here and security to the game room. So we can secure different areas of the building. And then you come into the kids' worship. Nice big space, seating for 160 plus kids in here, stage up front, ABL equipment, lighting. The ABL booth will be under the stairs here. So I guess I'm going to call that the under the stairs AV booth, if I'm labeling things. And then the staircase taking you to the upstairs rooms, which again, children can use during children's ministries, or we can use for adults. We can decide how that schedule all works out. The all steel staircase getting all painted, poured concrete steps you can see here. And then these will get covered in carpet with nosings on them. It's going to be really beautiful with a black rail system going up and a handrail on the back side. So really neat. And then if you look over at that wall, there's 2 overhead doors. Those are all glass panel doors out to the game room. So they can open that whole wall up almost, the 2 spaces, have full access to the game room before and after services. And at any time they want. This is just a great kind of even overflow seating for if we had to. We had a big crowd for kids, went above our capacity, we could open up into the game room area here. You can see this game room. Look at the height of the ceilings and the walls and the size of this game room compared to what we have now. It's got to be 5, 6 times, maybe more larger, definitely taller.
Yeah.
You can see on the walls, there's a bunch of outlets. Those are for television sets, for game systems. We're going to put in 75-inch TVs, at least 5 to start in this area. And we're going to have those with different type of gaming systems in here. We're going to have arcade systems. We're going to have fun table games. We're going to have corner areas where they can sit and do things. This is just going to be a great activity center that we can open up to the neighborhood. We can open up to the community. We can use for all different demographics within our church. It's going to be a great space. So if you go out here, there's an office right here, which is for our education wing admin. And then this is our laundry room. So we have a laundry room. We didn't have a laundry room before. Now we have a laundry room. So I'm just going to take you down this hallway and that'll finish up the tour. So this is our kitchen area. It's not framed out yet. The wall comes out to about here. And then this will be a kitchen, real large kitchen area, center. It'll have a center countertop island area with sinks, a couple of sinks. There'll be a stove in here. There'll be a commercial fridge in here. Eventually, we'll be able to put convection ovens in there. This is the elevator, first floor, second floor elevator. This is another family restroom down this corridor. And this corridor is special because it'll eventually take us out to our rec center when we build the rec center. So this is the side corridor to go out to there. This is the mother's room. Mother's room has some countertops, sink, has its own restroom, changing tables, comfortable seating, television set for seeing the service. So nursing mothers, fussy kids, they can come out here. And it's right access with the side entry to the worship center you can see right here. This is a mechanical room, some electric equipment, some of our IT data will be going in there. And then we have a trash room because the trash is outside on the other side of the building. So we're going to put some dumpsters in here. That'll get, taken out every day or two. But this is a trash room. And then this takes you another entry to the worship center back here. This is the access to the future rec center. Right now, it'll just be an exterior exit. And then this is a mechanical room for our hot water heaters or just water heaters, because that is a little redundant if you think about it, because it's really not a hot water heater. You wouldn't heat hot water, right? It's just a water heater. And then it gives you hot water, but not trying to be too specific here. All our sprinkler systems come in here. Our internet comes in here. There's going to be electric panels in here. And then our water heaters here, and all of our equipment that heats and controls and filters our baptistry is right on this slab right here. And then this comes right out. You can see the ramp that takes you to the backstage. This will be a finished wall here. That's that area I showed you, the changing areas and the whole baptistry area. It's a really great space. It's large, lots of space for, if 5, 6, 10 people want to get baptized after a service, it'll be real easy to do that, which is really exciting. So, okay, so now we're in front of the building. Now you can really see the stone and the wood look siding. It's steel siding with the wood look, but it's great siding. Going to be indestructible, super heavy duty, really pretty, and the way it blends with the stone. So there's going to be stone pillars on the front here and some more drive-it. This will be stone or wood above too. This whole admin wing has the wood siding, but you can really get a look at it with the windows now and the stone in the front. Really great. And you can see they poured all the outdoor stoops now. So we're starting to do some outdoor work now that the weather's getting nice. And here we are in front with all the big glass windows looking in. This will be all concrete. And if you look above, you can see how the overhang is huge. So that's going to protect these windows, protect the front of the building, really shield the whole thing, and actually extend our patio area. Our outdoor patio area is over here, and then it's going to flow into this to our main entry here. Here you can see the 3 stoops. This will be all concrete underneath. You can see the covered entryway going all the way out to the drop-off. This will have the 3 sets of entry doors. And in here, you can see, if you look in here, it's really great because you can see the scale of the vestibule all the way up. That's going to be open like that all the way up with some really beautiful hanging LED lights that'll hang down into the windows. And then the inside on both sides is stone on inside and outside, and then the pillars of stone. And then all the steel gets painted black. And just really great entryway. 3 sets of doors here going in. And then we've got this nice covered area out here. This will all get painted. And right up on that beam is where, if you've seen Tim Bennett working on our signage, it's going to say Apostolic Truth Church in great big 3-foot, 3-inch wide letters across the front of this. They'll be lit from above, really going to be spectacular. And this wall right over here is going to have a cross. It'll be backlit, so it'll kind of glow, but it'll be right on that wall, large 13-foot high, 7-foot wide, something like that cross will be right on that wall. And then you can see the education wing with the stone and the drive it above, how great that looks. So it's all really coming together, really starting to shape up, looking amazing. Here we are. Thanks for joining me for a full tour of the new ATC. And thanks Seth for taking us through.